This Family Life News podcast is made possible by the support of listeners like you.
Some call it the weather capital of the world, and that's where we're headed today on Family Life Staycations. Drivable, family-friendly summer trips around the Family Life listing area. I'm Mark Webster, and today's destination is the Punxsutawney Weather Discovery Center in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, home of this guy. February 2nd's annual Groundhog Day celebration is known the world over, but whether or not you can make it to Phil's big day, you can always get your family weather fix at the Weather Discovery Center, where Lisa Waksmunski is executive director. She starts by unclouding its long history.
I was surprised that the first Groundhog Day gathering in Gobbler's Knob was well over a century ago and brought over from Europe.
It was. The very first Groundhog Day celebration was 1887, and it was based on a Christian religious holiday of Candlemas Day. So the roots of that were where people would take their candles to church to have them blessed, and they felt that would bring blessings to their household for the remaining winter. So Candlemas Day kind of became the norm for most of Europe, and then when they came to the United States, they brought that German tradition with them, and an animal was introduced to the lore. So that was kind of another evolution of February 2nd. According to the German lore, the hedgehog would see his shadow on Candlemas Day. There would be a second winter, or 6 more weeks of bad weather. So when the German settlers came to what is now the United States, they brought their traditions with them. And with the absence of hedgehogs, a similar hibernating animal was chosen. So that kind of led us to the present day Punxsutawney.
Once a year, the eyes of the nation turn to this tiny hamlet in western Pennsylvania to watch a master at work. The master? Punxsutawney Phil, the world's most famous weatherman.
And of course, then came Bill Murray and company in Groundhog Day, the movie, 1993, and that forever, I think, seared Punxsutawney and weather together in America's minds. And we get the Weather Discovery Center. Now, how did that come to be? You're housed in a very historic building, I know.
We are. We are the weather capital of the world, obviously. So that makes Punxsutawney the ultimate destination to learn about weather. So for decades, our community was really wanting to bring a weather museum, a place where our visitors could come to learn a little bit more about the weather, and even tying into all of the folklore and things like that. So our building that we're in now, it was the former Punxsutawney Post Office, and it was built in 1914. It was a federal building and post office until 1998, at which time they built a small modern one across town. So this building was just completely abandoned, and I believe it was going to be torn down. So in the year 2000, our former mayor, John Hallman, he also had been a postmaster. He led an effort to obtain this building, and the vision came alive for the Weather Discovery Center. So with the help of our Chamber of Commerce, they had a public meeting, and we acquired the building. So we're actually celebrating 25 years of incorporating the Punxsutawney Weather Discovery Center this year.
Awesome. All right, so let's take a little mental walkthrough of what folks can expect when they walk in the doors of the center there. I know it is very much kid-friendly.
It is, and honestly, it's really great for kids of all ages. When you come into our lobby, you immediately will see the old We Did Not Disturb. We actually uncovered the beautiful high ceilings of the former post office. So when we took the building over, there was a drop ceiling in there, and it had been leaking. And when that went to be repaired, everyone realized, oh my goodness, there's this massive ceiling, and there's a huge skylight in the center. The old center console from the post office still remains. And we have a whole section kind of dedicated to that post office history. So it's really cool, especially if you're into old buildings. So you can check that out. And then we have our Meteorologist Hall of Fame in our lobby.
Yeah, I saw that. A lot of familiar names there. I was glancing through the roster there. Anybody who follows weather, you see names like Jim Cantori. If he shows up at your town, you got some interesting weather probably ahead.
Yes, if you see Jim, you should be definitely keeping an eye on the sky.
For sure.
But yeah, he's a friend of the center. Jen Carfagno, she comes every year. We always get excited for her visits. We love to see her. She is a good friend of Punxsutawney Phil's, and I believe she's an honorary member of the Inner Circle and everything too. So You will see them all out there. Punxsutawney Phil was our final inductee. We kind of just put that exhibit on hold for the time being. So beyond that, we do have 2 exhibits that you can find sort of in our lobby and leading you into the exhibit hall. One is our precipitation puzzler, which is a lot of fun. It gives you 60 seconds, and you need to build these weather pieces or it blows them all away. So
No pressure.
No pressure, no pressure. Families love that one. Then we have our frozen raindrop. That one's really cool, too, and it actually explains the science behind it, too. It works with a strobe light, and it's sort of like magic for the kids. Beyond that, we have a giant dump, and that is the center of our folklore landscape. So you can go in there, you can check out little Punxsutawney Phil-sized bed and table and chairs and just some fun facts about the movie and Groundhog Day in general, and then a lot of weather folklore on that whole area of the exhibit. The meaning behind red sky at night, sailor's delight. And there's some fun things about cows and chickens and the moon phases. And we're actually right now in the middle of getting a brand new moon exhibit, which is going to go up there, and it will teach kids how the phase correlates to the tide and to fishing. So that's a really fun center area. We also have a tornado twisty slide, and we've had kids ages 1 to 100 ride that slide. When you get to the top, it's motion activated, so it feels wind and it feels like you're inside of a tornado. We have our pull-up clouds exhibit, so you can learn all about the different clouds and then actually pull them up to see how high they are in the sky. That one actually goes to the very tippy top of our building. We have 3 old vaults in this building because it was an old post office, and we converted one into an exhibit. It's an emergency storm shelter. So that one's really fun, and it's nice to take your kids in there. If you got your family together, you can kind of learn what to expect during a storm, what you should put in your emergency kit. Really good information. We have a landscape topo box, which is one of our favorite exhibits, and it's filled with a rubber granule material. So you can move that around, change the landscape. You'll see the colors change as you lift it up and down. And then you can use your hand to make it rain in there. The kids love that. We have such a vast array. We try to cover all the different topics of weather.
I saw you also had a spot where people can try their hand at being a broadcast meteorologist. That's got to be a popular one.
Absolutely. We have an AccuWeather green screen. It's got the little clicker. AccuWeather updates it for us about every 30 minutes, so it's really accurate. And you can go through about 12 different screens. We have some scripts up there, but people do love to bring their own cameras in and just kind of do their own thing, record themselves. It looks awesome.
I saw you also upcoming on June 26th. There's a Kids Day there. What's that all about?
There is. We have a fundraiser here. It's called Hot Dog Days. And this was a fundraiser that was done by our local library for years. And they handed it off to us a few years ago. So we have a hot dog cart outside. We do like hot dog, chips, and a drink for $4 for the meal. And then you can add admission to the center for another $7. So for $11, you can have your admission, lunch, everything included. Well, on Kids Day, we are going to have cornhole and face painting and a bunch of games out there too. We'll have cotton candy and popcorn and a duck pond and Plinko. Lots of games and fun for the kids. And then the Altoona Curve mascot Loco is coming up for a meet and greet as well.
All right. So give us the quick rundown on a visit, hours, admission, all of that.
It's seasonal. Our hours do change by seasons. Right now we are open Wednesday through Sunday from 11 till 3. We do field trips, scout groups, things like that, and we can work outside of our normal business hours for those. So if anyone is ever interested in that, you can get a hold of us on our website, or you can give us a call at 814-938-1000, and we can get you set up with that. In the fall, our hours change to Thursday through Sunday from 11 to 3, and then we typically have extended hours through Groundhog Day when it's around Groundhog Day.
Yeah, I imagine it's a popular time then.
It's a very popular.
That's Lisa Waksmunski, Executive Director of the Punxsutawney Weather Discovery Center, today's Family Life Staycation destination. I'm Mark Webster. Please join us again next time as we highlight another fun place to visit on Family Life Staycations.
Come on!
Thank you for listening to this Family Life News podcast. If you've been encouraged by what you've heard, please share it with others and click the subscribe button to automatically receive future episodes. Family Life is a listener-supported ministry. Podcasts like this are made possible by your financial partnership. Find out more at familylife.org.